So here, I hope everything is good for you. Turn your toes under, lengthen your tailbone, lift through the heart. Bring your hands onto your lower back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And as you lengthen the tailbone, notice again how the heart is opening and the shoulder blades are coming towards each other. Again, heart opening, and then your hands are on your lower back. The best place to be is right underneath your skin, the thumbs wrapped around for Ustrasana camel posture. Your chin can be drawn downward. And then when you're done, come back into child's pose, sit on your heels, or move into downward facing dog. And then come sitting up. And use the edge of your blanket or your pillow. And just come into a nice sitting posture. I'm actually going to, so you're going to sit cross-legged. Your elbows are right by your waist, your heart is lifted. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and place your hands on either side of your body, on your fingertips. And you squeeze your shoulder blades together. And draw your chin downward. Or you may choose to lift your chin upwards. Whichever you do, you can feel the collarbones broadening and the shoulder blades coming towards each other. And then bring your hands right onto your thighs, keeping that length. Take one hand back to the side. Take your left hand onto your knee or onto your thigh near, closer to your hip joint. Pull the belly in and do a little seated twist. Make sure your head doesn't turn too far, but that your ribs, your left ribs, are rotating around to the right. You're welcome to take your left hip with you to turn, especially if you have any kind of SI joint or back issues. Notice where your breath is. And then inhale back to center. And exhale to the other side. Inhale back to center. And then just move forward and back in a seated cat and cow. And as you bring your hands towards your knees, notice how the shoulder blades pull apart from each other. And as you slide your elbows back, notice how the heart opens and the shoulder blades come towards each other. So you're moving back and forth between these 2 points. So I'm focused on my sit bones and my shoulders. Beautiful. Come back to center. Open up your legs. Inhale, point your toes, and exhale, press through the heels. And then make rotations. Go the other way. And then bring your left foot into your right. We're going to take our right hand and press it into the inner thigh of the left foot. Now, please notice where your toes are, where your knee is of your straight leg. This is your right leg that is straight out. We don't want our foot to turn out or in. We want the toes to point straight up. We want to anchor through the sit bones, and then we want to pull in and up. So as we wedge our hand, the palm out, you're going to notice your right collarbone opening. Okay, this is a very crucial point because now your ribs are opening, your heart is opening, but notice the back of your body. You can take your left hand wherever it wants to be. My fingertips are on the floor. You might want to be on a block. And breathe. And lift, if you wish, this left hand and bring it out. So your shoulder blades are coming towards each other. You can also bring your arm up if you want. You can also bend at your elbow. You can explore. Where does it give you the most opening in your being? And then breathe into that space. And then release. Open your legs. Notice the difference from one side to the other. Do you feel the front of the body or the back of the body more? Or neither? Because yoga is about self-exploration. I can't say you should feel this or what about here. I can only give you an idea of where to draw your attention, where prana, the energy of your body, might want to go to open stuck places. So let's wedge, open, create space. Space is where healing occurs. And then bring your arm up and out. This is like a sail on Lake Michigan, right? You open to the world. You open to the universe. Don't have preconceived notions about how your body should do the posture. If you do, you probably have some preconceived notions of how you think people should act and be. Not that there aren't rules and boundaries for that, but not everybody is the same. Open your mind to the possibilities. And then come back to center. Open up your legs again. This time just rock your legs out and in, and then bring the soles of your feet together. Now, if you're somebody who's very tight in the hips, in other words, your knees are way up here. I'm going to go sideways here for this one. You're going to take your block or your pillows or your blankets, and you can put your feet right on that. And your hands behind you, opening. For those of us who are pretty open, like I am, just a little cushion behind you with your soles of your feet together, help you to lengthen, help you to open. You can also bring your hands back here as well. So now we're opening up our heart, we're opening up the hips. It is, there's no research that can actually document this, but I've always heard in yoga, and I have felt this in my own being, that the hips hold our emotions. You know how we get tight from, something happening that's tragic or that's a crisis in your life. We all have that. So opening up the hips, for many women, it's just childbirth. After childbirth, things changed in your body because pregnancy changes you. So there's many things that happen in the hips. So keeping your hips lubricated, opened, also opens up your hamstrings and your back. And you're ready, come off of that. And just let your legs flop out and in. And then bring your right leg up. As you can see, we're keeping our legs hip width apart and parallel. Don't let your toes turn out or in. If you have a problem with your knee, put a little rolled up sock or a little towel underneath you, or sometimes if you have an eye pillow, take an eye pillow and put it underneath your knee. Interlace your hands around your opposite knee, press down to lift up. We're going to do a little twist here. We're going to take our left hand to the outside of our knee. We're going to take the right hand underneath your pillow or whatever you're sitting on, close to your buttocks. Press down to lift up. And once again, broaden the collarbones. I'm going to press my right big toe down so that knee wedges in. And again, I'm going to take my left hip and let that rotate because of my SI joint issue. It's my sacroiliac issue in my back and my pelvis. And now breathe into the sides of the ribs and into the lower back. And then inhale back to center and release. Did you feel your body untwine from the twist? That's a really cool feeling. If you didn't necessarily focus on that, when we did the other side, think about that when you're ready to come out. So interlace your hands, press down to lift up, and let's come to the other side. Inhale back to center and release. Let's come onto our backs. Almost ready for our final position here. We're going to take a pillow under our head if you need it. Feet back on the floor. So now, this is where we started our class today on our backs. Breathe into the back of the body. What do you sense and feel in your own being? Then cross your right ankle over your left knee. Wrap your hands around your left knee or your thigh. And slightly rock back and side to side just to find the back of the tailbone and release. On the back of the right leg, right thigh. And release. Other side. And when you're ready, let go. We're going to do another twist today. And I'm going to pull out the pillow from under my head. I'm just moving off of my mat on a diagonal because of the wall. We're going to bring the knees into the chest. We're going to take whatever you have. You could use a block, a blanket, put it between your ankles or knees, and drop your knees over to the right. Allow your left collarbone to broaden to the left. So begin to notice how the upper body is rotating to the left. The lower body is rotating to the right. And then when you're ready, come up. If you want to take another breath or two, feel free to do that. And then we'll come to the other side. When you feel done, come back to center. Have something under your head if need be, something under your knees, and find your way into Shavasana, relaxation. The most important part of a yoga practice is this posture, Shavasana, relaxation. Even if you only have 10 minutes to do a yoga practice, you still need to give yourself 1 to 2 minutes, even up to 3 minutes for a short practice in this pose. This is where you receive your practice. This is where you begin to put everything together. So as you lie in Shavasana, begin to sense how the back of the body is resting on the floor. The back of the head, the tops of the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the back of the pelvis, the buttocks, how the thighs rest if you're using a bolster or a blanket underneath you, or even the floor. Where the heels touch the floor. And notice how the toes roll open. So you survey your body, and then you connect with the infinite wisdom of prana, the energy of your breathing. And not only can you feel the rise and the fall of the belly, but you sense this coolness at the outer edges of the nostrils, exchanging with the warm air at the base of the nostrils as you exhale, and the front of the body moves to the back body. So now that you have rested your body on the floor, and you're connecting with the infinite wisdom of prana, the energy of your breathing, and you can sense how this moves within you, begin to notice the back body once again. And see if you can sense that as you inhale, the back of the body expands on the floor. If you are somebody who is not sure that you understand what I'm saying, or you can't feel that, visualize it. Sense how the ribs on the back of the body expand in this position. It's very challenging, but these are challenging times. So challenging your mind to move internally, we find solace, we find wholeness. Begin to notice that this expansion happens when we can let go. We've done the work to breathe into the back of the body, to open the front of the body, and now it's time to rest and allow the front of the body to release to the back of the body, so the back of the body can release even more. Breathing in and breathing out. Surrendering to the infinite wisdom of prana. Surrendering into the earth. Surrender to Mother Earth, who nourishes us, who can heal us. As we heal, others around us heal. Sensing coolness and warmth. Sensing the 5 qualities of your breathing. Slow, deep, and even. Without sound and without pause. And now it's time to return. Return to being a witness to the front of your body. As you bring your attention into the lower abdomen, below the rib cage, and sense the rise and the fall of the belly here, below the ribs, in the front of the body. Begin to breathe a little deeper, expanding the front of your body a little bit more. Get a sense of an outline of your body. And then rock your head from side to side. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And then stretch your body any way you desire. Bring your knees into your chest and roll over to your side. Excuse me. And then find your way up to sitting. And come into a comfortable seated posture with your eyes closed, focusing on your breathing. I'd like to read you the quote today. Through practice, I've come to see that the deepest source of my misery is not wanting things to be the way that they are, not wanting myself to be the way I am, not wanting the world to be as it is, not wanting others to be the way they are. Whenever I'm suffering, I find this war with reality to be at the heart of the problem. I'm going to read it again. Through practice, I've come to see that the deepest source of my misery is not wanting things to be the way that they are, not wanting myself to be the way I am, not wanting the world to be as it is, not wanting others to be the way that they are. Whenever I'm suffering, I find this war with reality to be the heart of the problem. At least that's true for me. Namaste.